Good evening, everybody. Am I audible? Am I audible, guys? Yes. So in last class we have discussed about the introduction to C programming. So could anyone tell me who is the father of C programming? Father of C programming? Let me know in comment sections, guys. Father of C programming. Dennis Ritchie. Yes. So C programming, father of C programming is Dennis Ritchie. C programming language is introduced in the year of 1972, and also in last class we have discussed about the various languages: BCPL, B language, and ALGOL language. Likewise, we have discussed about all the programming languages. Now in this class we will see the important concepts in the what for every programming language, not only for the programming language, for all the programming languages or any languages we must require strings, right? Strings or what words, and without sentences there is no language, right? So now in this class we will discuss about the important concepts, that is the tokens in the C programming. Okay. Could anyone guess what are the tokens in the C programming? Yes? Let me know, guys. Don't know. Okay. So whether my screen is visible? Shall I proceed further? Now we will proceed further and we will discuss about the tokens in the C programming. See here. So as I told you before, for each and every language, there are words are very important. You just take the example of the English language. Without words, there is no there is no language, right? And there is no sentences. So in the C programming also, these tokens plays an important role. Okay. That's what I am telling, guys. Please join as early as possible. It's very difficult to change the tabs and let you people to allow into the class. Kindly try to join before 2 or 3 minutes. Then only it would be okay. So tokens in the C programming. So C programming have different types of tokens. It provides identifiers, keywords, operators, strings, special characters, and the constant. So these are the things which we are going to discuss in this class. Okay. Now tokens. So token is the smallest unit used in the C programming. With each and every punctuation and word that you come across in the C programming is a token. Okay, I already told you that. So token is the smallest unit used in the C program. Each and every punctuation and word that you come across in a C programming is a token. Okay, a compiler breaks a C programming into tokens. That is, the program which we are going to write is going to be divided into chunks. Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, this would not complete. This would not be proceeded, guys. Please try to join before 2 or 3 minutes. It's very difficult to change tabs and explain you. Try to understand and please try to join early. Okay. A compiler breaks a C program into tokens and then proceeds ahead to the next stages used in the compilation process. So to understand this, we'll proceed further. You will be understanding very clearly. For instance, without words. So just now I told you that there is no language without these words. That's what I am trying to convey you. Likewise, without tokens, there is no C language. Okay, that much important these tokens have. Okay, thus tokens are the building blocks of the C programming. See here, thus we can also say that the tokens are the building blocks or the very basic components used in creating any program in the C language. That's what I told you. So you just take the example of English language. English language provides a lots of words. Without that words, there is no language. In the same way, without these tokens, there is no C language. Okay, then here are the categories in which we can divide the tokens in the C language. In the C language, the tokens are broadly divided as follows: identifiers, keywords, operators, strings, special characters, and constant. Okay, so these are the different categories that the tokens are divided in the C programming. Now we will discuss elaborately about each and every token in this tutorial. Okay, so these are used to name identifiers. Identifiers are nothing but the names. Okay, for example, we have different format specifiers such as integer. Wait a minute. We have many data types such as integer data type, float data type. So we will discuss about in detail regarding these data types in the other tutorial. You just try to understand that int is nothing but the integers, that is from 0, 1, 2, 3, likewise. So these are the integers, -1, -2, likewise. And then when we come to the float, floating points are nothing but it's having decimal number like 1.23, 3.4, likewise. Okay, so identifiers are nothing but the names given to the variables. Okay, so let us assume that if I wanted to declare a variable as for example, let me take my name itself as a variable. See here, int, or else some name or whatever it might be, a, b, c. So likewise we have to initialize the what variable. So this is what the variable is, this is what the data type. Okay, the name which we are given to the data what the name which we are giving here is the identifier. So these are used to name the arrays, functions, structures, variables. The identifiers are used to define the words in the C language. Okay, that's what I told you. If I wanted to name anything in the sense, these identifiers are very important. So identifier follows different ways. Simply we can't define, or simply we can't use these names to the languages. Okay, variables. So here it has some conditions. So this can consist of lowercase letters, uppercase letters, and digits or underscores. But the starting letter should always be either an alphabet or an underscore. So it's very important, guys. Whenever you are trying to declare a variable in the sense, it should start with underscore, ABC, or like it might be ABC, but it should not start like 9AC or 10BC likewise. Okay, it's a very important. So this is what the wrong initialization. The compiler takes this particular initialization or the declaration as an error. Okay, so it's very important whenever you are trying to give an identifier, in the sense at that case you should follow this particular rule. The identifier, it should starts with underscore or else it should starts with alphabet. Okay, kindly make a note of it, guys. So we cannot make use of identifiers in the form of keywords. Okay, as I told you, keywords are nothing but the reserved words. Okay, keywords are the reserved words which are already stored in the system libraries. Okay, అంటే ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ కీవర్డ్స్ అనేటివి దానిలోకంటూ ఒక మీనింగ్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. అవి మనకి సిస్టమ్ లైబ్రరీలో యూజ్ చేస్తాం. లైక్ ప్రింట్ఎఫ్ అనేది ఒక కీవర్డ్, దాని తర్వాత వాయిడ్ అనేది ఒక కీవర్డ్, నెక్స్ట్ ఇలా ఇఫ్ అనేది ఒక కీవర్డ్, ఎల్స్ అనేది ఒక కీవర్డ్, సో ఎల్స్ ఇఫ్ అనేది ఇంకొక కీవర్డ్. లైక్ మనకు 32 కీవర్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయన్నమాట. సి ప్రోగ్రామింగ్లో వీ హ్యావ్ 32 keywords. Next, so here is an continuation and here is an detailed description how to give the names for these what variables. Here are the rules that we must follow when constructing the identifier. The identifier must not begin with a numerical digit. I already told you that the variable declare name, it should not starts with like 9AC, int 9AC. The compiler takes this particular line as an error and that particular program should not be compiled. In the same way, wait a minute, someone is trying to join. Please try to join early, guys. So the identifiers must not begin with a numerical digit. Okay, you people are clear with this point. The first character used in an identifier should be either an underscore or an alphabet. After that, any characters or underscore or digits, so we can assign like this. Okay, so see here, if I am declaring int a in the sense, so this is what the correct declaration. But when I give like this int 9a, likewise if I give in the sense, the compiler won't compile this particular code and it will show an error. So that's why here this point tells that whenever you are trying to declare an variable or an identifier, at that case it should always be followed by a underscore or it might be starts with an alphabet. Okay, likewise a, so int underscore a, likewise we can declare. So this is what the explanation for this point. Both the lowercase and the uppercase letters are distinct in an identifier. Thus we can safely say that identifier is an case sensitive. So identifiers are the case sensitive, guys. So see here, I'll try to erase it. So both the lowercase and uppercase letters are distinct in an identifier. See here, if I declare the variable as like this, and so see here I'm declared the two variables. Okay, so you might be having doubt that so small a and capital A are similar, right? But why this compiler showing error in the sense? So that here I am trying to explain that. See here, the C programming is an case sensitive language. Okay, so here the it follows strict rules. That's why while you are declaring a name, you should be concentrated. Next, we can't use an identifier for representing the keywords. Okay, So keywords, we are not going to use keywords anymore while declaring as an identifier, and an identifier does not specify blank spaces or commas. So see here, if it is int a space b in the sense, the compiler will shows an error. So there, why? Because there should not be a space. There should not be any space between the two variables. Okay. So an identifier does not specify blank spaces or the commas. Maximum length of an identifier is 31 characters. Okay, the maximum length of an identifier is 31 characters. Like you will give your name as an identifier. Yes, the compiler will accept. For example, int Pawan. Likewise, I can give. Okay. So why? Because the maximum length of an identifier is in 31 characters. Up to 31 characters you can use. Okay, it might be your name, it might be your college name. Likewise. Then we must write identifier in such a way that it is only meaningful but also easy to read and short. So the ultimate goal, it should be understandable to others. Okay, so that's why while declaring or while initializing an ID, what we have to consider these rules. Okay, so these are some of the rules which we are going to follow while declaring an identifier. Hope you got it right. Shall we move further? So practically I will show you, no worries. So in the next class, likewise. Then keywords. Now itself we discussed that keywords are nothing but they are the reserved words. Okay, for the names of a variable, if we use the keywords in the form of a variable names, it would mean that we assign a different meanings to it, something that is not allowed. The C programming language provides 32 keywords as mentioned below. So I already told you that. So C programming provides 32 keywords which we should not use an identifier in the C program. So I'll show you the list of the 32 keywords which C providing. So let me take an example of like void. So void is also an keyword. Integer is also an keyword. Next float is also a keyword. So these words we should not use an identifier. So here ultimately what I am trying to convey in the sense, so you should not use these keywords as an identifiers. When you use these identifiers as a keywords, these keywords as an identifiers, it will shows error. Okay, hope you got it. So these are the some of the keywords that our C programming providing. See here. Auto, enum, constant is for constant, go to, double, case, float, default, struct, register, unsigned, size of, int, type def, short, volatile, break, extern, continue, if, else, for, do, switch, have predefined meaning. For example, let me take see here, let me take an example of if performing. Here we are initializing the variable. Okay, initializing in the sense, see here, if program int a and terminating this line in the sense, here we are declaring the variable. So this is declaration. But when I assign, see here, when I give value to the a as a equals to 10 in the sense, at this case, this is what the operators. Okay, operators. So operators are nothing but the operations which we are going to perform on the operands. So here the operators are broadly categorized as a unary operators, binary operators and the ternary operators. Okay, now we will discuss about the unary operators. The unary operators in C is a type of operator. Wait a minute. The unary operators in C is a type of operator that gets applied to one single operand. For example, minus is an decrement operator. So this is not the minus, this is like this. Okay, this is what the decrement operator and the increment operator. And then type, so size of. So these are the operators. In the next consecutive classes, we will discuss about what are the operators. So operators only takes 2 hours of time to complete. Definitely we will discuss in the next class regarding this operator. You just try to understand that what is what. Okay, unary operators are broadly categorized into 2. Okay, increment and decrement. Okay, increment and decrement. This increment is categorized into 2, that is a pre-increment and post-increment. Pre-increment and post-increment. When we come to the decrement also categorized into 2. Okay, use a double plus like this, and when we come to the decrement operation, there we are going to use this minus symbol, double minus. Okay, so this indicates the decrement operation and this indicates the increment operation. Based on this position of these symbols, this again incrementation is divided into 2 as a pre and post incrementation, and decrementation also divided into 2 as a pre-decrement and post-decrement. Okay, hope you got it. And then size of operator is also an unary operator. Now we will come to the binary operators. Binary operators are the types of operators that we apply between the two of operands. Here is a list of all the binary operators that we have in the C language. So I already told you, A is an operand, equals to is an operator, operand, this is operator. So the value which we are going to give is the constant, or it is a value or constant. Okay, so this is what the thing is. Here these binary operators that we apply between the two operands. Okay, so these binary operators are categorized into see here, relational operators, arithmetic operators, logical operators, shift operators as left shift and right shift. Okay, this is what the left shift is and this is right shift. Then conditional operators. So if else, if ladder, and nested if. So these are the conditional statements. And then when we come to the bitwise operators, here bitwise and, bitwise or, bitwise nor, XOR. So these are the bitwise operators. Then MISC operators and the assignment operators. So this particular thing we will discuss in detail regarding while discussing about the operators. Now assignment operators. Assignment operators, the basic assignment operators which we frequently use is equals to. Okay, and also we have greater than, less than, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to. Likewise we have many operators. Okay, so then we will discuss about these things in detail in the next classes. Now we will discuss about the ternary operator. So ternary operator is nothing but question mark. Okay, see here, using this operator would require a total of 3 operands. For the instant we can use this question mark in the place of if else if conditions. Okay, ternary operator is nothing but the question mark whenever it is asked in the MCQs or anything in the sense. At that case, what is ternary operator? You just mention there as question mark. Okay, question mark is the ternary operator. Now we will discuss about the strings in the C. Okay, strings are nothing but like all the things So in strings we have, see here, A, B, C, D, and so on. These and all are comes under strings. A, B, C, D, whatever the alphabets which are available in our English language are okay. The strings in C always get represented in the form of this int a equals to, if I am trying to give the name, for characters, the format specifier which we are going to use is char. Okay, char uh, a equals to, if I wanted to assign the name in the sense, so likewise here I can give as Ganesh. So we have to represent this in the double quotes. Wherever you are going to declare a character, at that case you should use that character, or you should declare, or you should assign that character within the double quotes, while the characters get enclosed typically within the various single characters. The number of characters in a single decides the size of the string. Okay, now we will see the example. See here, they are taken as a chocolate as an example, having the 9 alphabets. Okay, here so this is what the declaration and the initialization of the character is. Okay, so if I wanted to initialize the character, we can declare like this. Okay, so we can also declare this as an empty array. Here, if I here I know the length of the chocolate, that's why I mentioned it over has 9. But when we come to the large characters, at that case, we don't know what is the exact length of that character, right? So at that case, we can simply give the empty array. Okay, likewise. Here the compiler allocates a total number of 9 bytes. So the compiler only allocates 9 bytes. So when I replace this chocolate with any other name as enthusiastic or any other words which are having the length greater than 9 in the sense, so at that time there is no space allocated in the memory. The letters which are after the 9 should not be stored. Okay, so it's okay when we have begin, BEZIN, so we have the 5 characters. At that case, so it's okay. Though the length of the array is greater, but we have what? The limited memory, so we have plenty of memory. At that memory, we are going to use. But it's not the case when we have the more characters. Okay. Next, in this case, here the compiler performs the allocation of memory during the runtime. Okay, so this is how we will represent the character is. Okay, so we'll practically implement, no worries. In the next class, we will see how these how to implement these things and all practically. Someone is trying to join. Wait a minute. No one is there. Your screen is freezed. Still, you people are facing the same problem. Jagdish, I think it's from your side. You just check your internet connection. Now, next we will discuss about these special characters. So this is in C we have the special characters as symbol brackets. Okay, so these are the brackets. This comes under the special symbols. We use these during the function calling as well as during the declaration. For the instance, the function printf. So it is an example where we use these simple brackets. Okay, for example, scanf. Here also we are going to use these symbol brackets, and then square brackets. The closing and opening brackets represent the multi-dimensional and single subscripts. Okay, So it's used in arrays uh, likewise. So while we are declare variables, we are going to use this comma, and then curly braces are used to represent the blocks. Okay, for example, int main is a function. The the flow in the last class did pointers. So pointers are nothing but it is the address variables. We will discuss in detail about the pointers in the upcoming classes. Just you try to know what is what. Okay, asterisk. We use this symbol for representing the pointers, and we also use the symbol as a type of operator for multiplication. Yeah, we know that we can use in purpose also, right? So a star b is it represents the multiplication, and also it is most popularly used in the pointer. Okay, so it will be like this. We will discuss in detail in the upcoming classes. And then hash. So hash here. So in the starting itself, if we are going to include any preprocessor directives in the sense hash rich, right? So hash, sorry, it's not processor. Hash include stdio.h. Next, hash include conio.h, and then hash include dot h. So likewise, we can, if we are going to include any preprocessor directives in the sense, at that case we are going, and then period operators. We use the period symbol for accessing the members of union or structure. So these union and structures memory. Okay, if you wanted to free this till operator. Okay, so these are the operators. Now we will discuss about so these are the characters and the special symbols which we are going to be used. Next, constants. Now we are in the discussion of the constants. So constant is basically a value of a variable that doesn't change throughout the program. The constants remains in the same, and we cannot change their value whatever it might be. We are not going to change the variable name, sorry, constant value. So let us take the constant as 10. So if I declare it as like this in the sense, see here, so this is what the a value is. So this a value is not going to be changed during the program execution. Okay, that's what I am trying to convey you. Throughout the program, this particular variable value is not going to be changed. But when we come to the loop control statements like while loop, do while loop, and then for loop, so their I value is going to be updated. Okay, so but whenever we are declaring, we are given that value, right? So that value should be constant. It cannot be changed throughout the flow of execution of the program. Here are the two of the ways in which we can declare a constant. Okay, so by using hash define. So in the for example, we have variables like global variables, local variables. Likewise, we have variables. So for example, let me take the pi value. Okay, so as we know, the approximate value of pi is 3.1457 something, right? So this is what the pi value is. So this is what the pi value is, right? So if I wanted to declare this particular value within the program itself, in the sense, at that case it might be chance of changing that variable. Okay, so like when we are using this what loop control structures as for, while, and do while loop, at that case it's very difficult. So that's why outside of the main function, so after including all the header files, let me take an example as slash include stdio.h. So here itself I am going to declare this particular constant value. So here I can define the pi value as pi define pi value as like, so whatever the thing which we are going to use pi, or else this is notation pi, so pi value as 3.14. Likewise, we are going to declare that a particular value outside of the main function itself. So this is one of the process of declaring this constant by using const keyword. So we can also declare this by using the constant keyword. So practically we will implement in the next class. No worries. Next we will discuss about these. So these are some of the constants. So floating point constants are already told you, it is in the decimal representation. So these are some of the constants which we will discuss. Sorry. So here itself I will explain. So floating points in the sense whenever we have the decimal values, at that case, so this is what the floating point constants are. Next, integer constants are nothing but we are going to use an integers as an constants, and then hexadecimals we are going to use the x and y for the hexadecimal constant, and then octal constants should be represented like this, O followed by the integers. So this is what the octal constants is, and these are the string constants. So C++, .NET, Java, so these are the string constant, and then character constants are P, Q. So the names which we are going to use. So these and all are the constants. So hope you got it. So is there any doubts, guys? Permits. So inka emana doubts unnaya? Is there any doubts, guys? Please let me know. Is there any doubts? Okay. I'll ask. Okay, guys. So from now onwards, from today onwards, the attendance pattern should be changed. So I'm not going to share the link anymore. I will share this QR code, okay, for only 2 minutes of time. Within that 2 minutes, you need to complete your attendance, or else your attendance should not be taken, okay. I'll show you the QR code for 2 minutes of time. Within that 2 minutes, you need to complete your attendance. Here is the QR code for your day to attendance. You can scan and fill your attendance. Only 2 minutes, guys. So in YouTube live, Hassan Coding Club asking that for simple brackets we can call as parentheses. No, bro. Yes, bro. Parentheses. Sorry for late reply, bro. Hey, just to take a screenshot. Okay, wait, I'll share you the link. But for those who are in the YouTube live, you just scan that QR, try to scan that QR, or else I'll mention in the comments also.